Welcome to the Recon Trader. In today's video, I will share with you some tactical analysis over on the Bitcoin chart as Bitcoin is currently pumping. However, it is at a critical level of resistance. Now, if it can break that level of resistance, Bitcoin could continue to pump up. However, if it rejects at this level of resistance, there is the possibility of Bitcoin dumping. So, with that all being said, let's get right to the charts. And today we will start over on the 1 hour chart for Bitcoin on the Binance exchange. And as you can see, Bitcoin is running into resistance currently up here around the 22.5 area. And if we look back and check our 6, we can see previously that was also a level of resistance that Bitcoin rejected from back here, and then proceeded to sell off all the way down to 18.9. And if we scroll back even further, we can see that that 18.9 level has acted as pretty good support back in this region as well. So if Bitcoin does actually reject at this 22.5 level, we could see a retracement all the way back down to that 18.9. However, right now, Bitcoin is essentially setting higher high after higher high. You can see on the pivot points here, Bitcoin is just setting one higher high after another, and it just set another higher high a few hours ago. So with that in mind, on the shorter time frame, the 1 hour chart, Bitcoin is actually looking fairly bullish. And if the Bitcoin bulls can crush this price above 22.5, I would actually expect to see a pump even higher, because 22.5 more than likely would be kind of a short squeeze. We'll see a lot of shorts taken out, and we should see a pump towards the upside. Now, if Bitcoin gets above 22.5 and does not really see an explosion above 22.5, then to me that would be a sign of weakness and the possibility of again rolling back down towards previous support levels. And if I drop in these Fibonacci retracement levels, we can see a level of support would certainly be the 50% Fibonacci, and that would put us around 20,700. And you can see we had some decent support in that area here, or even the 382 level currently would act as support at maybe around 21,000. That was a pretty good level of support during this run here. However, it did break down and find support at that 20,700 level. After that, then we're probably looking at the 618 level, and that's going to put us around 20,200. You can see that was support back on this move here. However, it did crush down and sell off all the way back down towards this 18.9 level. So the first level of support really to keep an eye on if Bitcoin's price does break down would be around the 21,000 level. After that, we're looking at 20,700, and then of course probably the 20,000 level, which I would expect to be a fairly strong level of support, as it's also a psychological level, being that it's 20,000, that's a round number. I'll break down below 20,000, and I think more than likely you're going to see a sell-off and maybe a retest of 19,000. Now, with that all in mind, how high could Bitcoin go if it actually breaks above this 22.5? Well, we're going to jump out to a longer time frame to find actual levels of resistance after this 22.5. So let's jump over to the daily candles for Bitcoin over on Binance, and you can see right now the daily candle for today is running into this level of resistance at around 22.5. Bitcoin's price has formed somewhat of an ascending triangle, which in a bullish market would be a bullish pattern. However, when it's at the bottom of a bearish move like this, you wouldn't really consider it bullish because overall we're bearish. However, if Bitcoin does breach above this 22.5 level, the next level of resistance is going to be at the 618 on the Fibonacci retracement levels, and that's going to put us at around 23,000, say 300, which you can see actually does fall in line with where Bitcoin found resistance back on this candle back here. And so that would be the real first test for the Bitcoin bulls to see if they could continue to crush this price up. And again, as I mentioned earlier, if Bitcoin does breach the 22.5 level, I would expect some kind of pop, and perhaps that pop would take us right to this 23.3 or maybe 23,500 level. After that, towards the upside, the next level would be the 50% Fibonacci retracement level, and that puts us right at 25,000, which most likely could be a level of psychological resistance as well as technical resistance. Now beyond 25,000, the next level we'd be looking at would be the 382 on the Fibonacci, and that's going to put us right around 26.8, or let's call it that 27,000 level. And that level would be about the target for the breakout of this triangle. If we actually try to measure out where that possible target for the breakout would be, we just simply drop in our little target line here and forecast a little bit of a profit target by dropping in that there, and that would put us at around 27.6. So somewhere between that 26.7 and 27.6 would fall right within that profit target zone based on a breakout from this ascending triangle. But first, the Bitcoin price would actually need to breach through these other couple levels of resistance before we even start talking about getting up into this zone here. Now, with this target in mind, if we actually jump over here to the Bitcoin CME futures on the daily candles, you can see that there is a gap back in that area that Bitcoin has yet to fill. So it could be possible that we do see a gap fill if Bitcoin is obviously able to breach above those other levels, 22.5 for starters. And you can see back here on the CME chart where 22.5 is a very strong line of resistance. So until Bitcoin's price actually is able to breach above 22.5, the trend overall is still down. It doesn't take an expert to look at this chart and see that Bitcoin is in a longer term downtrend. And in reality, until Bitcoin stops this stair-step price action towards the downside that we can see, very similar price action this whole way down. And again, we're at that point where we're moving sideways. And so really the question is, does Bitcoin actually manage to break out? Or does it end up just breaking down once again? And so I think that's enough jaw-jacking for today's video. If anything major happens over on the Bitcoin charts, I will do an update video. So now would be a good time to shoot that subscribe button. If you like this video, do me a favor, spike a like. If you have any questions or comments, drop them in the comment section down below. And until next time, remember, never send your money into battle without first doing your recon. See you in the next video.